morning. I hope you all had a fun and safe and healthy Cinco de Mayo yesterday and enjoyed your time with your friends or family. And I hope you're getting outside and getting some sun. It's been beautiful the last couple of days, minus a little bit of rain last evening, I believe. Other than that, we're opening again on the 18th, and that's exciting. Sue has everything in the works, planning it all out, so we'll all be safe, still get our yoga, still get our exercise, still get our stretch on, and be productive in that area. So I hope you're ready. So make sure to keep up with the Facebook page, and we have classes already listed in our Mind Body app, so check it out. I don't think we're quite ready to start signing up for classes yet, but definitely check them out. Schedule's going to be a little bit different, so check that out. Other than that, today we're going to be working on the lower body. So I hope you have, as you can see, these are literally just some rags. These are some cleaning rags I have for using for around the house. And then I have my strap here. And just like in previous classes, if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, you can use a tie, really anything, a thin scarf. That's just, pretty much in that form. So I hope you're all doing well. Please let me know if there's any kinds of requests out there of things that you would like to be doing in our chair class. And I will be continuing to do this class even after the studio opens. So we still have this available. Everything's still going to be up online. Everything's still going to be on our Facebook page, so you can always check back. You can redo classes, whatever it is that fits for you in your schedule and your health. So don't worry about that. All right, so without any further ado, sit up nice and tall. Move anything out of the way that's preventing your sit bones from being grounded. And just let your back rest into your chair or your shoulders stacked over your hips. Let your hands rest palm up or palm down on the tops of your thighs. Close your eyes and soften your gaze. And just begin to settle in here. We're midway through the week. It's going to be a nice, beautiful day today. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice or remind yourself to be mindful of anything as we move through our poses, bring this to light now. Allow yourself to be heavy in your chair. Your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Allow yourself to be heavy in your chair. Just begin to observe the breath as it softly moves in and out of the body. And then let's begin by taking some nice full inhales through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Just allow yourself to relieve any tension or stress that may be built up into the body. And one more. Good. And letting your breath return to its natural rhythm. start moving. I may have some workers coming in this morning doing a little job on my house. So if you hear any extra noise, I am truly sorry about that. We just never know how these things are going to go. So sit up nice and tall. Make sure your sit bones are grounded. Bring the palms of your feet to the floor. So you press in firmly through all 5 toes. Sitting up nice and tall. And then on an inhale, reach the hands up. Nice big full body stretch, feeling your sit bones grounded, your palms of your feet pressing into the floor, fingertips reaching nice and high for the ceiling. And then on an exhale, we'll open up, turning to the right, reaching the hands for the front and back sides of the body. Good, so just a little gentle twist. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, twist to the opposite side, but we're only reaching our hands. Good. Inhale, reach up. Nice, big, full body stretch. Exhale, open back up to the first side. Good. Reach it up. Open back over to the left. Good. Inhale, reach it up. This time when we open, you can let your left hand come to the outside of your right leg. You can continue to reach your right hand behind you, or you can bring it to the back of the chair. Just pausing here, getting a little assistance as we press the hand into the leg and the leg resists. Twisting over to the right. Take a couple breaths here. And then on your next inhale, we'll reach the hands back up. And exhale, twist over to the left. Right hand can come to the outside of the left leg. Left hand can continue to reach back or stay to the back of the chair. Continue to stay long throughout the spine. Good. And then exhale, release, inhale, reach it up. And then exhale, just let those fingertips float all the way down. Good. And then on your next inhale, we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. We can hug it in nice and deep if you'd like, or if you just like it right here, that's great too. No worries. And then exhale, release. Inhale, hug the left knee in. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale, hug in the right. Good. Continue moving at your own pace. Feeling free to pause or linger in any space here that feels good or needs a little extra attention. Remember to breathe. Stay long throughout the spine. Good, and then one more on each side, just for good measure. You can even feel free to wiggle it around in the hip socket there. That feels good. And then last one on the left. All right, now we'll release the left leg down. We're going to grab a hold of our strap, and we want to take it long. You can make a little U shape here, and hook the bottom of the foot right at the ball of the foot. And so this is going to be a little bit different. Sue did this in one of her classes the other day. I've adapted it for the chair, and I think you're going to love it. So I want you to take both sides of the strap into the left hand. We're going to hug this right knee in towards the chest. So we want this cross body here. And as we press into the strap, we're going to let the hand go along with it, and we're rounding the spine. I know that sounds crazy. We're giving it a little cat stretch as we press out through the foot. Let the hand go along with it. And just give a nice big cat back here. And remember to breathe. Getting a nice big stretch down this left middle of my spine. Well, left middle. How about just the left side? Good. And then on the next exhale, we'll gently loosen the strap, release the right foot down to the floor, and then gently switch to the opposite side. Good, so the strap comes to the ball of the foot. We're going to take both sides of the strap into the right hand. We're going to hug the left knee in towards the chest. So you notice I don't have a lot of slack here. And you can always loosen it just a little bit if you need to once we get the legs stretched out. And then we're going to press out. My hand is coming along with, I'm getting nice big cat spine here. So I have a big rounding to the back. I'm opening up behind the shoulder blade, tucking my chin in towards my chest. And remembering to breathe. One more breath. And then on your next exhale, gently release. And let the left foot come back down to the floor. Let's do that one more time on both sides. One thing I really like about this stretch is that it really helps open up the lungs in the back. There was recently a little article about how with the COVID-19, they were flipping people over and it was helping them open up them through the lungs. And so that concept is just awesome to me, that we can just change the positioning of our body and really give ourselves a lot more oxygen and breathing space. And I feel like this stretch here, this pose, really helps incorporate that. Opening of the lungs, just from the backside body though. All right, so right knee in towards the chest, left hand holds onto the strap, and the strap is on the right foot. I'm gonna press out through the right foot, get that nice crossbody stretch into my back, open up the left side of my lungs a little bit here. Big stretch, cat spine. I'm pressing the back of my spine towards the wall behind me. And breathe. And one more breath. And then on your next exhale, gently begin to release that right foot back to the floor. Remove your strap over to the opposite foot. Take both sides into the right hand. Hug the left knee in towards the chest. And then here we go on the opposite side, pressing out through the left foot, finding that rounding in the spine. Opening up that right side. Really breathing into the back side of the body. Filling the lungs as they fill with air. Really open them up. One more full inhale and exhale here. And then gently release the left foot back down towards the floor. Remove your strap. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe let your strap rest on your lap. Inhale, reach your hands up. Big stretch. And exhale, release it down. Feels good. All right, so we're going to take this strap back to the foot. So we're going to create a little U shape, drop it down towards the floor, and hook the ball of the foot once again. All right, so we're going to keep the strap in both hands this time. And I want to keep tension into the strap. So I'm going to press the ball of my foot into the strap and elongate my leg. And here, feel free to play around, wiggle and move that leg. Maybe make some circles. Maybe just take the leg left to right. It's kind of playing, seeing how the hip feels, how the leg feels, how tight are your hamstrings today. Maybe you've been out there getting lots of walking in, getting good sunshine. Might feel those hammies talking to you a little bit. No worries. If it is uncomfortable, feel free to keep a slight bend into the knee or just bring the leg down a little bit. No worries there. Good. Just getting a little flossing of the hip, a little movement. Maybe in some directions we're not typically moving or moving too much. Good. And then the next time we come towards center, we'll release the right foot down. Keep my little U shape with my strap and just transfer it over to the opposite foot. Press the ball of the foot into the strap and elongate the left leg. Staying nice and tall here. And then maybe some circles, wiggle and move. Remember to keep a bend if this is uncomfortable. In yoga, we want that point of good stretch, but we never want pain. If any poses cause pain, we always want to back out. Our body is telling us something is not good there. So, just being a little mindful of the body, making that mind-body connection. Good. And just one or two more breaths here. Wiggling the leg around in the hip socket. Maybe one leg talked to you a little bit more than the other. I know my left leg is having a conversation a little bit more than the right was. Good, so next time it comes around center, we'll release the left foot back down. And last time here with the strap, we're gonna bring the strap over to the right foot. This time we're just gonna stretch the leg out. So it's like a single leg stretch. If you like, you can take the hands closer towards the foot. We're pressing through the ball of the foot, so you might feel a stretch into the back of the hamstring, maybe into the calf, maybe even into the back of the ankle a little bit. We're staying nice and tall, broad across the collarbones, long throughout the spine here. Good, are your toes engaged? Pulling back towards the kneecap. Are you pressing out through the ball of the foot? Are you breathing? Good, one more stretch here. One more full breath. And then we'll gently release the right foot back down to the floor. Last time over on the left. Inhale, stretch the left heel out. Stay long through the spine, broad across the collarbones. Engage those toes, press out through the ball of the foot. We're using the strap for resistance there. Normally in my class, we listen to some 60s and 70s music. It's one of my favorite genres of music. And, you know, if you're at home, you can crank the music up as loud as you want. Have a good time. Always feel free to wiggle and move and dance and sing in my classes. Happiness is definitely a portion I try to include. Good. And then on your next exhale, release the left foot down towards the floor. Undo the strap, and we'll set that aside for now. We're going to bring our hands to the tops of our knees. Sit up nice and tall in your chair. Make sure you have a little space between your spine and the back of the chair, because we're going to come into cat and cow. So hands can stay on the tops of the thighs or the fronts of the knees, and we'll just begin inhaling the chest up, broadening across the collarbones, flipping the tailbone out, lifting the gaze for our cow pose, and exhale, pressing the back of the spine towards the back of the chair, rounding the spine, finding our cat pose once again here. Good, and then continue to move through your cat and cow. Maybe switch up your breaths. Exhaling as we come into cow pose, and inhaling as you come into cat pose. Opening up the space for the lungs on the back. Good. Just move as fast or as slow as you like. Lingering in any space that feels good to you. Good, just one or two more full cat and cows here. Good, and then next time you come through neutral, we'll pause. Now, I want you to use the next few breaths to move and wiggle around it with your spine any way that feels good to you. So maybe that means making some nice big barrel rolls, maybe just a little wiggle, wagging your tail side to side, or maybe you just have some kind of funky movement that feels good. So feel free to take these next 2 or 3 breaths and just move any way that feels good to you. If you're unsure what to do, feel free to just make some nice big barrel rolls here or wag your tail. Make sure to get both directions involved. Fun thing about doing yoga at home is nobody sees any of your silly movements but you and anybody else that you may be doing yoga with today. So feel free to be as silly as you'd like. Good. And then next time you come through neutral, we'll pause. Good job. I hope you got all your wiggles out. So this next one, we're going to use our rags. So we're going to unfold them if you need to. We're just going to bring each of them underneath our feet. You may have one long one too, and that's completely fine. So I made sure to use some nice used rags because we'll be mopping the floor a little bit with our feet today. All right, so hold on to the sides of the chair, or you can keep your hands on the hips. I'm going to hold on to the sides of my chair just for some good practice here. And then all we're going to do here is we're going to lift our toes. You can keep the balls of the feet down if you want to. We're going to press out through the feet. You might need to come forward a little bit in your chair. Keeping contact with the floor, just drawing the legs out and in. And if you want to ramp it up a little bit, you can press out through the heels. Pressing the heels into the floor. So if you went to a gym or somewhere else like that and you wanted to work your legs, this would be a leg curl. This helps the hamstrings. If you're engaging those toes, like I hope you are, you might feel it there in the fronts of your shins. And just a few more. Just getting the legs warmed up. This might even feel good for the knees. Keeping those toes engaged, keeping all the little muscles and tendons around your knees engaged. And feel free to mix it up, maybe pressing the feet back into the floor. Maybe you want to press that big toe in. Maybe just pressing the balls of the feet. Keep it interesting. Good, and then the next time we draw in, we'll pause here. All right, so straighten out your little towels. Make sure your feet are planted. Knees right out from the hip sockets here. Holding onto the chair, we're going to open. So you might feel your glutes engage as you open up. Maybe the outsides of your thighs. And then we're going to bring them back in together. So this is the abductor, abductor. Open. And close. Try to keep the ankles underneath the knees. So abductor, AB, abductor, AD. So we're working You can keep a hold of your chair. You can keep your hands on your hips. No worries, just wherever you feel sturdy and strong. Good. Are we feeling warm yet? Just a couple more. Almost making a little song here. This is going to be a very clean space on my floor. Probably the cleanest in my whole house. Good. And next time we bring the feet together, we'll pause here. We'll set our towels off to the side for now. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to heel toe the feet nice and wide. Toes can point out. We want to work the ankles underneath the knees as best as possible. Grounding down the feet, really pressing through the ball of the foot, the heel, and the pinky toe side. So sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the hands up. Nice big full body stretch here. And then on an exhale, we're going to hug the elbows down, opening up the hands facing me. Hug the shoulder blades together for goddess. And then on your next exhale, left forearm comes down, right hand comes up and over for side angle. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale here. Next exhale, right forearm goes down, left fingertips reach up. Good. Next, inhale, reach those fingertips up. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle to the left. Inhale here. And exhale. Next, inhale, reach it up. Exhale into goddess. Inhale, pausing here in our goddess. Then exhale, right forearm comes down, left hand comes up and over. Full breath in and out. Inhale, reach up. Good, let's do that one more time. Exhale, draw the elbows down for goddess. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle to the left. Full breath. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale here. And exhale, right forearm down. Left hand comes up. Full breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release the hands down. Good, heel toe the feet in. And let your hands relax on the tops of your thighs. Maybe close your eyes or just steady your breath. Alright, we are moving and shaking today, aren't we? Alright, next sequence coming on board. We're going to take the feet wide, so heel toe them out. This time, right toes are going to face forward, and left toes are going to face out. So we're setting up for our warrior two. And we're going to inhale, reach the hands out. Strong warrior two pose. Fingertips are reaching in opposite directions. Shoulder blades are hugging. Gaze is over to the left fingertips. Feet are pressing firmly into the floor. Are we breathing? Are we staying long throughout the spine? And then on your next exhale, right hand comes to the hip, left hand flips up, and we'll sweep the sky, reversing the warrior. Opening up on the left side, but finding length on both sides of the body. Are you pressing firmly with your feet, or are they going to sleep? Good. And then next exhale, release the left hand down. Let it come to the hip. Left toes turn in, right toes turn out. Inhale, release the fingertips, reaching in opposite directions. Gaze goes over to the right fingertips. Broad on the collarbones. Ground down the feet. And breathe. Exhale, release the left hand to the left hip. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, sweep the sky. Reverse warrior. Find length on both sides of the body. I like to use this left hand to kind of draw down that left hip, draw the left shoulder away. And then on your next exhale, release the right hand down all the way to the hip. Turn the left toes in, the right toes in, and the left toes out. Inhale, sweep the hands out. Next, exhale, release the right hand to the hip, left palm sweeps up. Inhale, sweep the sky. Exhale, release the left hand all the way down to the left hip. Turn the left toes in and the right toes out. Inhale, sweep the hands out. Breathe. Find all those little tiny micro adjustments to make this pose great for you. And then on your next exhale, left hand comes to the hip, right palm flips up, and sweep the sky. And then on your next exhale, right hand comes to the hip. Right toes turn forward, left toes turn out. Last time on this side. Inhale, sweep the hands out. Gaze is over to the left fingertips. Full breath in and out. Then on your next exhale, release the right hand to the hip and reverse your warrior. Next exhale, left hand comes down, left toes turn forward, right toes turn out. Inhale, sweep the hands out. Warrior two. Exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, release the right hand down. And turn the right toes forward. We're going to keep the feet wide though. We're going to combine our sequences now. So we have our goddess. So we'll inhale the hands up. Exhale, hug the elbows down. Good. On your next exhale, side angle. Good. Exhale, release the right hand to the hip. Left hand sweeps up, reverse your warrior. Good. Next exhale, open up, warrior two. Good. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, hug the elbows down into goddess. Are your feet pressing into the floor firmly? Are you staying long throughout the spine? Are you breathing? Good. Next exhale, right forearm comes down, the left hand sweeps up. Make sure to draw that shoulder away from the ear. comes down, right palm sweeps up for reverse. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Good, inhale, sweep the hands up, big full body stretch. And exhale, hug the elbows down, one more time to each side. Breathe, hug those shoulder blades. Broad across the collarbones. Next, exhale, left forearm comes down, right hand sweeps up. Exhale, release the right hand down, sweep the left hand up, reverse warrior. Next, exhale, release the hands long, reaching in opposite directions. Warrior two. Good, next inhale, reach those fingertips up, big stretch. And exhale into goddess. Good, last time on the opposite side here. Make sure you're breathing. Keeping the core engaged, long spine, feet pressing firmly into the floor. Don't let them fall asleep on you. Then exhale, right forearm to the top thigh, to the right thigh. And left hand sweeps up and over. Exhale, release the left hand down, sweep the right hand up, reverse. Next, exhale, release the fingertips, reaching for the opposite directions. Broad the collarbones. Gaze to the right fingertips. Good, exhale, release the hands down. Heel toe the feet in. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Allow your hands to rest on your hips or the tops of your feet. And just bring your attention to your breath. How are we breathing? Are we having nice full breaths? Are we breathing heavy or shallow? Good, on your next inhale, gently open your eyes, come back to me, and then we're going to come to standing. All right, I am actually going to adjust my chair, and I'm going to fold over my mat so we have some space to view. Actually, I'm just going to draw my mat this way. There we go. My chair I'm going to bring on top. We're going to grab one of our rags, open it up so your foot can sit nicely on it. Left foot is going to stay grounded. Hands are going to stay on the back of the chair. So we want a good firm surface here. Right foot is going to press the ball of the foot into the top of the towel you have, and then we're just going to let that foot draw back as we bend into the left knee. And wherever you'd like to draw that foot is just fine. We want to stay long through the spine, and then draw it back in. Good. Keep the ball of the foot pressing in. No matter how much you want to bend this knee, no worries. That's not the action we're concerned about. We're bending into the left knee. Draw back, and then back in. Good. So we're pressing out. You might feel the hamstring fire up a little bit, the glute fire up, and then drawing in. Drawing in, you might feel the quad fire up, just depending on which muscles for you are working harder at the time. Good, so continue moving. Try to keep the core engaged long throughout the spine. We're basically sliding in and out of a high lunge. Okay. And your movement may be just here today, and that's fine. Or maybe you're like, Brandi, this is crazy. I don't want to do this at all. And then don't. No worries. No worries. Remember, everything we have here is always a grab bag. You take what you need and want, and you leave the rest. No judgment. Good. Let's do 2 more on this side, and we'll go to the opposite foot. Good. 1 more. All right. Let's switch that over to the opposite foot. So right foot's going to stay grounded. Left ball of the foot pressing into the top of our towel. And then we're going to press the left heel back as we bend into the right knee and stay grounded and firm into this foot. Good. Are we breathing? Are we cursing me? Feel free to let me know in the comments if you like any of these movements with the towel. And remember, you don't have to go as fast or as slow as me. You can always take it down a notch anywhere that's good for you. We'll do 2 more. And then last one. Good. All right, we're going to take this over to the opposite foot. And I promise this is the last exercise with the towel. So we're going to keep the entire foot on the top of the towel. And we're going to press out through the side as we bend into the opposite leg once again. And your movement here may be small. So we're pressing out. Think about pressing out through the pinky toe side, bending into the left knee, and then drawing it back in. So again, this is the adductor movement again. So adductor as we press out. Might feel that engagement there. And then adductor as we draw back in. And remember, only go to your end point. And anybody else's knees pop in and make a little music for you over there? Good, let's do 2 more. Good. All right, switch over to the opposite foot. I just really wanted to help y'all have some nice clean floors today. You know, being inside the house, we don't want to clean anymore. I'm just joking. Gonna press the left foot out and draw it back in. Gotta make sure to press that booty back. Woo! Is your left side talking to you more than your right? Mine is. Try to stay grounded through that right foot. Only going as far as you feel comfortable to go. Keeping a nice firm grip on the chair. Pressing the booty back as you bend into the right knee. Good, and last one here. Whew. Good job. All right, let's get rid of this towel. I think our floors are nice and clean. And then we're going to turn our chair or come around to the front of the chair. So our hands are on the top of the seat. We can press our hands firmly into the top of the seat, or we can take our hands to the outside for a good sturdy grip. Just make sure that your palms aren't going to slip off wherever we place them, wherever they happen to land. And then from here, left foot is going to step slightly in towards midline. Right knee is gonna hug in, and then we're gonna press out and lift that heel. And you see my glute is engaged here, back of my hamstring is engaged, heel is lifting towards the sky. Maybe even take a little peek down. Are your toes pointed out to the side? Are we open throughout the hip? Or are we closed down, toes facing towards the floor? We want the toes down. That means that our hip is closed. Good, and then release. That foot down, hug the knee into the chest. Feel free to get a little cat stretch, pressing the earth away if you like. And then heel comes up towards the ceiling. Check those toes. Close your hip. And then hug the knee back in towards the chest. Good. And heel to the ceiling. 2 more times. Knee in towards the chest. And then heel to ceiling. Engaging the glute and the hamstring. Your left leg is probably talking to you. Right knee in towards the chest. And then heel to ceiling. And then exhale, release the right foot down. Ooh, maybe step it out a little bit. Get some blood pumping in that left leg again. And then we'll slightly step the right foot in towards midline. Inhale, hug the knee in towards the chest. Exhale, press the heel up towards the ceiling. Check those toes, make sure you're keeping the hip closed. And then hug the knee in towards the chest. And exhale, press heel to ceiling. Good, 3 more, knee to chest. And heel to ceiling. Good, 2 more. Knee to chest. And heel to ceiling. Good, last one, make it the best one. Hug that knee in. And then press the heel up. Good, and then exhale, release. Step it out a little bit. Just bending into one leg and then the other. Whew, time is flying. All right. And then gently walk your feet in. Walk your hands up the back of the chair. And we'll come to standing. All right, so we're going to do our star pose today for our balance. So if you'd like to use a wall, I highly prefer a wall for a star pose over the chair. Sometimes the chair seems a little bit low, and if we need a little assistance, we can always use it here. Yogi's choice though. I'm not going to use a wall, just so you can fully see me into the pose. All right, so standing up nice and tall, hand on the wall if you need to. We're going to come into the left foot first. So bring your weight over to the left. So you might feel those tiptoes just tapping. If you're using the wall, we're going to be on the left side. If you're using the chair, I also want you on the left side there. All right, so when you're ready, weight is in the left. Inhale, reach the hands up or one hand up. And then see if you can just gently lift the right toes away from the floor. Maybe you catch air for a second, maybe it's a couple seconds, maybe you're like, woo, I got this. Wherever you're at, breathe, focus, set your gaze on something not moving. If you have those right toes lifted, engage them, pulling them back towards the kneecap. 3, 2, 1, and release. Woo, after all this leg work today, my left calf is on fire. All right, let's move on to the opposite side. So we're coming over to the right, weights in the right foot. Inhale, reach the hands up. Wall is on our right, or chair is on the right now. Hands are reaching. And then see if you can just gently lift the left toes away from the floor. Remember, the floor is just right there. If we got to come back down, no worries. Breathe. Set your gaze on something non-moving. And 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Let the hands come down. All right, it is time to come back down to our chairs. I'm going to adjust my mat real quick. And then we'll all have a seat. All right, from here, we're going to keep one leg bent. So we'll keep the left leg bent. to the edge of your seat, and then extend the opposite leg out. Hands can come to the hips, or both hands can stack on the top of the left thigh. We're going to stay long throughout the spine as we hinge forward, getting a little bit of a maybe calf and hamstring stretch here real quick, just to kind of help out all that hard work we've been doing today. If you're still with me, you're definitely a trooper. This is a tough class today. I'm very proud of you. Are we breathing out there? Or did I just suck all the air out of our lungs with all those exercises and poses? Good. On your next inhale, we'll come back to upright. We'll bend the right knee and extend the left. Hands can come to the tops of the thighs or the hips. And then on your exhale, we'll hinge forward. Long spine. And breathe. Good. On your next inhale, we'll softly rise. Walk the left foot in. Scoot back into your chair. And then we're going to take the right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Pressing the ankle into the top of the thigh. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to take the hands away from the knees and either into the center of the right thigh, or we can just let them relax onto the hips or the chair. Anywhere that feels good to you. And then you can stay up nice and tall here, or on your exhale, you're going to hinge forward ever so gently, being kind to our hips. And then come back to your breath. Are your right toes active, pulling back towards the kneecap? Are you still pressing your ankle into the top of your thigh? Are you rounding the spine or staying long? Are we being mindful of our breath? Good. On your next inhale, if you're hinged forward, come back to rise. And then we'll close the space in between the thighs. Inhale our spine nice and long. Feel our sit bones grounded into our seat. And then we'll twist from the low rib over towards the left. You can actively hold this pose here, or we can let the left arm press into the top of the right thigh and just assist our twist just a little bit more. Remember, if we're using the arm, we're keeping that active push-pull here. So I'm pushing and I'm pulling the leg back in. Pushing with the arm, pulling the leg back into the arm. So I have that active stretch happening. Staying long in the spine. We don't want to round forward. Gaze can go to the right, or we can even take it just a notch further and look over that right shoulder. And then on your next exhale, we'll gently release. Be kind to your leg and help it uncross, bringing the right foot back down towards the floor. And then we'll draw the left knee in, left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Toes are engaged, long throughout the spine. And we can hinge forward, keeping the left hand onto the center of the thigh or on the hips. Or we can stay nice and tall. Yogi's choice. And breathe. Stay long through the spine. Maybe even hinge a little bit deeper. And then on your exhale, inhale, come back to upright, close the space in between your thighs. Grow long throughout the spine. And exhale, twist to the left, only from that bottom rib. And again, we can stay right here in our twist, or we can bring the right arm to the top of the left thigh, and the left hand can stay on the hip or on the back of the chair. Gaze is over to the left or over the left shoulder. Good. On your next exhale, gently release. Good. And then help that left leg down. On your next inhale, nice big full body stretch. Stretch and reach your hands long. Toes are pointed. Big full body stretch. Feel free to stand up if it feels better. And then on your exhale, release everything down. Walk your feet back in so they're underneath your knees. Let your back rest into the chair or your shoulders simply to stack over your hips. You can relax your hands in your lap or on the tops of your thighs, palm up or palm down. Begin to settle in here. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Maybe bring to mind any of those intentions or thoughts you wanted to be mindful of. Just do one more check-in with the body. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Allow yourself to be heavy into the chair. Relax your feet and shins. Release any muscle tension from the tops of your thighs and hips. Relax your torso and release your shoulders, allowing them to rest away from your ears. Relax your arms and hands. Relax all the tiny muscles of your face and neck. Maybe swallow and gently let your teeth part and tongue to come to the back of your throat. Feeling the body completely heavy and relaxed into your chair. And enjoy your Savasana. On your next inhale, begin to bring a little life back to your fingers and toes. Maybe swirl the wrists. Or press your big toe mound into the floor, lifting your heels. you'd like, you can take a nice big stretch one last time. Maybe hook your thumbs, point your toes. And then when you're ready, release everything down. Bringing your hands to heart center. I greatly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you again in the studio. I miss you, Nancy and Ron and Lynn and Carol. I miss all of you so much, and I can't wait to see you again. Good days are coming. I hope everyone has a beautiful Mother's Day, wonderful weekend. Stay healthy. Get your sun. Eat your good food. Take your walks. And I'll see you all again soon. Namaste.